That podium.
Oh.
You got it.
Okay, so my excerpt, I'm reading an excerpt from my short story. Some context. It's kind of from the middle. So basically, my character from the 2020s, Evelyn, meets Amelia after she travels to the 1920s. And Amelia promises to help her return to the 2020s if she helps her sell and transport bootleg alcohol. So it ends up being like a ploy, and Amelia betrays her, and that's where it is. Excerpt. So, bootlegger, endangering our citizens. It was Amelia that was shouting. Her voice rang out clearly in the night sky, serving as a light that illuminated Evelyn to the surrounding people. They turned and stared. Several scoffed and turned their noses up at her. A policeman who had heard the commotion came over to investigate. He saw Evelyn lying there, the jars of alcohol attached to her person evident. Wordlessly, the officer cuffed Evelyn, and she was led to a cop car. Evelyn was still in shock. She shouldn't have trusted Amelia, but it wasn't her fault, right? She had just wanted to gain approval, to be accepted. She tried to breathe and relax. She would explain what really happened to the court, and they would respond with mercy. She would get out of it. Sorry. Evelyn was taken to a cell. She stayed there for 5 days and 4 nights. She was allowed out for meal times, and a lawyer visited her. It didn't help her nerves that he was extremely pensive and deep in thought the entire time they reviewed her case. The lawyer left looking unsatisfied. Evelyn waited. The walls were made of concrete, and so were the floors. Everything looked the same. Evelyn waited and waited and waited. The prison was filled with all kinds of people. During mealtime, she would carefully observe all of them, trying to see who looked guilty and who had an air of innocence. It was hard to tell. One woman told anyone who listened what had happened to her. You see, I was just trying to go for my afternoon stroll, right? And this was last Tuesday, the Tuesday when it was unbearably hot, right? People were passing out left and right. I swear I saw birds falling from the sky. Well, I decided to hitch up my skirt a little bit so that I wouldn't faint right there in the street. Then this copper comes up to me and he starts talking about how me being a woman means I can't show my gams in public. Well, I never. This is an outrage. Definitely some interesting characters. Evelyn stayed out of sight. She thought that it might help her case if she didn't get into any trouble. She just waited. Finally, the day of judgment came. Evelyn shuffled to her box in the court. The judge stepped up to the podium to deliver his verdict. The air was stale and hot. People